Oh, it doesn't really matter when we start, but on 3.
Should we just go 2, 3? Let the games begin!
And again. And again.
Oh, it's fizzy.
Ah,
that'll do. Welcome back to Boozy Builds, where he's Dave.
And I'm Dave.
Let's get building. And on today's episode, we're going to be building the Mk.II Spitfire by Revell.
Spitfire Mk.II, level 3. 1 out of 48. That's a ratio,
That's
isn't
scale.
it? Scale.
1/48.
That's 1/48 of the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll also be drinking
some tasty Crumpton Oats Cider Co. It's mighty refreshing.
He's gonna get drunk.
Apple medium cider. And it's got a mighty taste.
We'll also be drinking Tyskie, mostly to get drunk.
Yeah, that's what Tyskie. And it says Grody.
I don't know what that means. Let's drink it.
If you want a Grody in your beer, this is the stuff.
If you want to get some gronies.
Now, we'll be moving on to the unboxing.
Let's do this. So this is us just going through a bit of the unboxing, getting everything out on the table, displaying it all out, showing you the whole thing, a bit of the manual, and just sort of going through the little starter bits, showing you what's in the box.
So now we start to go through the process of taking the plastic parts out, and we're actually starting to build the inside of the plane, which includes things like the cockpit, the chair, and so forth. Yeah, this is the first time that we're painting.
Yeah, so you will notice that we threw all the paintbrushes out of the packet, all the glue and everything. This is the first time that we've actually painted a model. The last time that we did it, we didn't do any painting at all. We just made the model and that was it. And we didn't do any details, any decals, nothing like that. So this time we thought we'd do a bit extra, take a few extra steps, and see how it would turn out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, we originally didn't do the tanks because we thought painting would make it look shit. We thought we'd be bad at decals because they're awkward and horrible. So we thought, it's Boozy Build, so we've got to up our game. So we've gone for it this time.
Yeah, so every time, I think the plan is every time we'll try and take that a little step further and see what happens and add a little bit more and, just keep seeing how far we can take this.
Yeah, and this time at the moment we are literally just painting what is essentially the chair and the bits that go around that. And it was very interesting because we were both sort of painting and gluing parts as we go.
Yeah, so it's quite detailed, this part. Inside the manual, it actually tells you to paint part of the inside of the plane. So as ridiculous as it seems, I'm painting the inside of the plane at the moment.
And I thought it was stupid, but then I copied you because I didn't want to look stupid.
So what we did was, instead of actually taking any breaks and waiting for any paint to dry or any glue to dry, we kind of just did it all in one go, just to see if we could just keep going and just keep following the steps instead of actually taking any breaks to wait for anything to dry.
It was a 50-50 manual / not manual process, and we just wanted to make sure that we finished the whole thing in one go, see how far we get.
Yeah. So it's part just trying to smash it all out in one go, and also just part we have no idea what we're doing.
No idea.
Just blindly, just continuing to follow the manual.
We're already on the wings at the moment, and so we've probably finished the cockpit and the main body of the plane. Now we're sort of just gluing up the wings, adding the extra additional parts. There's always like weird flappy bits and random plastic shards that you just glue on for some reason.
And one of the best parts about doing the planes as well is that there are just less bits, which which I am very grateful for. I love the planes. So I've made Spitfires before, so I kind of knew what to expect, and I thought it would be a bit more straightforward, and I know what to expect at least, and it would be a bit easier for us. Cracking on those.
I mean, the whole thing, if you're watching, is the left side on both cams. So from this top cam now, I'm on the left and Jack's on the right. When it's the top viewing cameras, it's also myself on the left and Jack on the right as well, just in case you're a little bit lost.
So on this one, we had some more angles, we got some more cameras, we used some web cameras to begin with, and then we actually had to use our phones a bit later on to do some of the recording, and just because we didn't have access to those web cameras. So just sort of goes to show you that you can make a video with just about anything.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I've already spilt a lot of paint, as you may have already noticed on the table. There's a nice smear. And gradually you'll probably see that perpetuate to my fingers, tips, and the rest of my hands as I try and make a tidy job of this, but I suck a lot at being quite cleanly.
I'm also very impressed with myself, considering how much I had to drink at this point, because I put the little wheels for the plane on little cocktail sticks and paint them. It's all already gone, but it was a nice little touch. I think you did that as well.
Yeah, I totally copied you. As soon as I saw you put a cocktail stick through, I was like, "That's genius!" Oh my god! Because I was sitting there choosing my hands. I felt stupid.
You are very quickly becoming covered in just about everything glue and paint. Another thing to note was so we both start with the wheels up on the plane so that they can sit as if they're sort of in the airfield with the wheels down, and
that would be cool.
Yeah, I thought that would be cool, but as you notice a little bit further on, the wheels are up, because when I put the plane the right way up, the plane starts to veer to one side, and the glue does not hold the wheels in nicely.
And I thought I was going to mock you on this, but I think I've already laid those wheels down.
I think you also started with them out and then just quickly changed your mind, whereas I stuck with it and it still didn't work.
I remember berating you, just stick them down, man. It's so much easier. Just stop. And you were like, no, it'll be fine. It will be fine.
There's not a nice point where you glue the wheels in and they just hold themselves in there. And here I go.
Now you're doing your nice little...
I get so far before I'm defeated. But with the paintwork as well. So with the paint, I stuck very closely to what's on the box.
Yeah, you did patterns first.
I went patterns first, and you went with an overall coat.
Straight in.
The whole thing.
I'm really bad at crossing the lines. You know, when you drew picture books and you don't go over the lines. I'll always do that. So if I just do a base coat, and then it doesn't matter what I
you just go over the top.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
I think also at this point we're drinking snake bite.
Yeah.
Because I had the really stupid idea that would be hilarious because we had cheap cider and cheap beer.
Yeah, we mixed them together, and that was a fruitful experience. I think it definitely made, because they're both not great beers or ciders, but combined, it still tasted bad, but at least we were getting drunk a bit faster.
It made concentrating very difficult. So now we're moving on to the decals, and I thought the decals were really difficult. Well, as a kid I did when I was making models before, so I never usually bothered after that. And it turns out they are super simple. You just cut them out, throw them in water, and then they will slowly peel off the little piece of card, and you can use a little pair of tweezers to get them on the model, and you can still move them around quite a lot before they actually set, and you've got loads of time to do it. So it's actually well worth the time doing them. They look so good.
Yeah, that they look great. And although I think the most dangerous part was cutting around them, because you got every instruction on the little sheet. They're so close together. You've really got to cut real close to them, but not overcut. So I think one of my circles has like a straight edge where I was cutting. It had to be so close. I just miscut. I was like, shit. And yeah, you won't notice it in the actual finishing product, but it annoys me because I know it's there.
There are quite a lot of them. But there are also like little lines and other little details that you can put on there, and some of those we did miss out. But there are so in some of the circular pieces, there are actually a little decal that goes over the top in the very centre of that circle, and that was pretty.
Welcome to the project overview. Here's a nice pan of Jack's plane.
Yeah, so these are just a couple of close-up shots where we're just going to take a look at the planes and how they turned out in the end.
Yeah. Yours is silk silver. So nicely painted, it looks so clean.
With mine, like I said, I just went with what was on the box. And it was
enough of that.
Quick look at the underside of the wheels that I managed to tuck in.
You can see all the details engraved in there. Fascinating.
I think in a moment we're going to see it contrast a bit of yours.
There's the beauty.
And I've codenamed Dave's Jungle Fever just because it looks like it's been crashed in the middle of a jungle. There's so much detail on there and all the marks and everything.
And by detail we mean I just painted brown everywhere that I could.
Brown is still a detail.
It's still a detail. And yeah, it's crashed into the forest. Some nice muddy browns.
It's been there, it's aged. It's a relic. It's cool.
It's fucking brilliant. Not to blow my own trumpet.
That was the build. This is the booze. We're going to start with Crumpton Oats. Glug, 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 glug.
Glug, 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 glug. Time to review. Good legs.
Very. What do you think about it?
Out of 5 to 15, 15 being great, 5 being meh. Oh, that's a tough one. But I'm going to give it 9.
Really? I'd give it 11.
It's like a good strongbow. It's like strongbow, but better.
Because it's easy to drink and it's a bit nothing, I'd say I'm totally happy to drink that, a lot of that quite easily.
I could drink a lot. 9 might be harsh, but I'm gonna stick with 9.5.
I think maybe
just
I've had
based
too
on what
much
you
to
said.
drink.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I'm rating it too high. But it's easy. Crumpton Oats.
That's Crumpton.
It's not bad.
Here's Tyskie.
Proper job.
Sweet sound.
Glug 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 glug.
Glug 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 glug. Time for the review.
Got the legs. It does.
Yep. Oh, 5 out of 15.
Sounds like it's going well for you. I'd give it a 10.
It has to be a solid 10. It's just...
It's halfway.
Yeah, it's cheap.
And it's powerful.
We're not going to do prices. Click the links to find out. But...
It's okay.
Yeah,
I give it a solid okay.
It is just okay, but a good okay.
If you need to get drunk, it works. Okay, now it's on to the models themselves. How would you rate your model?
I would rate my model with a sweet 9. How would you rate your model?
I would rate my model with a sweet 10.
Oh.
Why do you like your model not as much as you could do?
I love my model, and as you can see by the awesome jungle mud, a lot of thought and effort went into this, and I thought it was a nice build, and it was quite nice and simple. Though there are other things we can build, and without being able to gauge that just yet, 9's not bad, it's just perfectly okay. And that's why I went for that. How about you?
I put mine in the middle because I think Spitfires are a bit of a standard. They're not overly complicated to do. They don't have loads of parts. It doesn't take a long time to do them. And they look pretty good.
What time?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Now, let's roll the...
It's the credits time. We're going through the credits. Oh yeah, what a great series. You're gonna come back and watch some more. It's the credits. You loved the show. You absolutely loved it. Watch it more. Come back again next month, maybe 2. We're really shit at this, so it might take a while. But here's the credits in the meantime. It was the best show. Oh, it's the best. The best credits ever. Best credits ever.
Alright. Ooh.
Let us know which one you like.
Tell us in the comments down below.